A pleasant good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen, and how are we doing this afternoon? I know it's been a while, right? But we're back. Go ahead right now and share the live. Let them know that Royalty James is on right now. Yeah. All you look me. All you look me. Another wonderful evening in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. And we're back. And we're back with a bang. So I want morning persons right now.
Can't stop me, dog.
Tag somebody. Share the live right now.
They could do as they please. They could never pull me down. 'Cause I was born as a winner. Dirty, tell me what you see. Now coming like you full of.
To the persons over on my YouTube page. Yeah, I'm seeing you guys already, man. Alban Harris. Miss Marilyn Ferguson, and let me say Oli. Happy belated birthday to you. Gigi Princess. Dexy and Victor. Marian Samuel. Errol Batiste.
I come from a humble place where Jaja watch over way.
Ann Meacher. Sky. Janice Meacher. Kathleen Lenders. And Gemma Warwood. How are you? To the persons over on my Facebook page, I'm seeing you guys, man. Right now inside the studio, so different from me. I'm just getting acquainted to a lot of things right now. So many things right now I have to press. I have to turn, so it's just a matter of time, ladies and gentlemen. I'll get used to it. So go ahead right now and share the live. Tag somebody. Say, listener, you know Royalty James is back. You know class is in session again. Go ahead right now. I'll give you guys some time to get your friends ready, man. Thank you very much. Christine Adams, we missed you. Yeah, I miss you guys too, man. Trust me, when these things and them crash, man, it could be a problem. But thanks to my technical team, I won't big up all yourself today. My technical team was here even on weekends. They're calling me, man. Hey, check your phone. Hey, press yes. Technical management, good evening. David Charles, good evening all the way from Victoria. Yes. The voice of Just Vaughn, young man out there from Victoria. Coast got to be precise. The little community that I'm from. Big up everybody from Victoria St. Mark's right now. I know they forget us, Papa. And they say Doc didn't do anything. Good evening to you, Dr. Clarice Modest Cohen. You know, we said in going forward now, be recognizing one person from the group, from the team. Today we want to say good evening to Brother Bello. St. Patrick's West, good evening to you, Brother Bello. How are you doing this evening? We know definitely you are always hooked on. So ladies and gentlemen, we want to recognize in the whole team today, we want to say good evening to Brother Bello. Bello, good evening to you. We hope that the whole of St. Patrick's West is doing fine. We got you guys, man. Don't make them feel that we forget all you. We got you guys. We love you guys. And we want to continue saying, hold steadfast. Ladies and gentlemen, you know definitely I was off for just about 2 weeks, and it was really an unforeseen circumstance. You know, when you have this technological systems breaking down, It's when you look at one thing and you're realizing, oh, that might be the issue. We had to realize that no, it was another issue, and then we realized that the entire system in itself might have had to change. And so we did just that. I am hoping that I'm getting what I have on the board. Somebody, you all are reading now. Somebody's asking what is on the board. Don't worry, we're gonna look back, and I'm gonna let you know, guys, know what is breaking down there. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, so I am back, and definitely we want to tell you that it has been a while, and however, the research and the information was still being done. There were days when we were like, Prince, here is the green light, and then when we come on, we realized that no, same problem, right? It was really, we thought it was an audio issue. It really wasn't an audio issue. Then we thought it was another issue, and then we realized it's not that issue. So, but however, the technical team did their best, and we are proud to be back here with you guys for another class in session program. We know a lot have happened within the time. A lot. a lot have happened. But again, we just want to ensure that we extend first and foremost our apology for that unforeseen circumstance. When it happens, even if it is not our fault per se, but still the respect needs to be that it be given. Somebody saying they've been waiting so long. Some persons are threatening me, one person met me and they say, I'm hearing it rumored that that you sell out. That somebody tell me I hear you sell out. They say I hear you on the other side. And I just walked away from them because I don't want to answer that, and next thing my mother box me. If anybody knows me well, knows definitely that in this house, for me to live inside of the house, as they say, even if the house break down, I buying 2 trampoline and I covering the pillars, and I staying in the dust. I ain't leaving it at all. So ladies and gentlemen, as I said, we're back. In the past week or so, we had the RGPF being one of the front runners in in the news category. The first and foremost, I want to commend them on the arrests made. According to Larry Joseph, is 1, so his arrest. When it's 2, his arrest is. But the proper English language says that the arrest that has been made by the RGPF, it is commendable. It shows that the organization would have done a commendable job in that regard. And so we extend our, congratulation and commendation to the officers who did cause that arrest to be made. All right, or those arrests to be made. How should I say it? High or low? Invitationals. Heartbreaking. Wondering what could have caused that. The maths, do maths in. And in a circumstances where the government of the day is being boastful as it relates to billions of dollars collected in the Citizen by Investment program, in that of 1.2 something billion dollars, it is astonishing that even the administration could not have even stepped in at the time to say, here is how much or what is the issue that is not causing that invitational to happen. And if it was a monetary issue, I think the organization or the administration, their purse was thick enough to say, here is $5 to buy 2 mint or a snow ice, if that is what is missing. But ladies and gentlemen, it goes to show, as I continue to say on my program, and I'm not scared to say it, that even if this administration may have some form of financial footing, the issue they are having is the financial management. The financial management is a serious issue, and also prioritizing what is important and what is not. Now, let me say this, and I'm saying this with no apology. This administration is not focusing on the important things of the state that may help or aid in our development, but instead, they are trying to make footing as it relates to what they believe are going to be headlines to capture the minds of individuals. And I'm not going to stop saying that unless this administration start putting boots on ground and take out words from mouth, then we would see a different Grenada. Because at the end of the day, I believe it is only normal language or normal understanding that when you start being boastful as it relates to monies collected in the name of the country, and then there are issues in the country that requires financial aid and they have to be cancelled, and you're saying I have money and I have the monies and I have the dollars, and then at the end of the day to come back and say one of our Mecca events is being cancelled, then we're asking the question as a state, what is this monies that you're collecting in the name of the state for? Because if you're stating that you are collecting finances in the name of the state and boasting as it relates to its amount and the mammoth amount, and that is the thing about budgeting and monies collection. And remember, I said that very earlier in my program. There are times when they were bashing the new National Party and stating, oh, you have grants to do this and you got monies to do this. And a lot of the times, because of the administration prioritizing that there might be monies here for this, but we believe this is more important or this is more of an urgent call. God forbid, I don't believe that this administration, if we were to be struck by a natural disaster, are going to take out from the country's purse or to be able to manage the finances of the country's purse to keep us in an adequate and safe position. Because you can't say to me that the week before you're boasting as it relates to monies collected in a program in which your body of men prior, and even when I was preparing for last week's program, I also got my hand on that video. But however, this week I decided I was not going to touch on it, but as we did on it, I believe I will touch on it. Because this is an administration that basically made you all believe that the program, the CBI program, is one that the past administration were using to finance themselves and their friends. That is what they made you all to believe. The CBI program was not properly managed by the past administration. That is what they make you guys believe. And so the CBI program was one that Dr. Mitchell and the new National Party was using to finance their pockets. And they were using it to ensure that their friends had monies. But funny enough, and I want you guys to observe this, that if you go around and you look at a lot of the projects that have been done under the past administration, what you now realize is that the same administration now, they are going and put billboards of the CBI program and financed and funded by the CBI. I hope many of you are noticing that. That the Green Bridge, when you come in on Green Bridge, when you go up to the Monkuma area and other areas, they are now putting big billboards that those projects were funded by CBI. So my question now, when they were telling Grenadians that the CBI program by the past administration were used or mismanaged, but now you get into office, you are noticing that there were areas in which there were developments that were funded by the CBI. I wonder how many of you all would have noticed this. Because at the end of the day, they had us believing that the CBI program was the worst thing. They gave a list of things, and I don't know how many of you all remembered, but I'm going to remind you guys today that the National Democratic Congress would have requested, while being the party in waiting or the government in waiting, they had a list of things as it relates to the CBI program. Let me remind you of them.
NDC therefore demands that there must be substantial changes to the CBI law now.
Let's start to count them down.
These changes must include 1. Making it a criminal offense, punishable by long jail time, to sell diplomatic passports.
Right. Rule number 1. If you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Minister of Legal Affairs speaking on the behalf of the National Democratic Congress then. And she's speaking then, not having yet the position, now holding the position. My question is whether or not have you heard from her ministerial position or from her administration that there are any legislation, that there are any new legislation under the CBI program that says anything towards that? Let's go on.
2. Making it mandatory for the names, addresses, and countries of origins of all persons applying for and obtaining CBI status to be published.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's stick for a while on number 2. I am asking you that prior to or even now, whether or not this administration has made public the names, origin, and countries of individuals that have brought the $1.2 billion within the state through the CBI program. I want somebody, whether here, there, or anywhere, to indicate to me a published document from the CBI program that speaks to the persons who have applied and who have gained passport and other commodities under the CBI. Bring to me that documentation. Show me the site where those names are published. I am subjected to correction if it is. Please show me that piece of legislation, that piece of publication, that piece of gazette that speaks to the publishing of those names that brought in the $1.2 billion. Where is that piece of documentation in which your administration spoke about? Going back to
countries of origins of all persons.
Number 2.
2.
Right.
Making it mandatory for the names, addresses, and countries of origins of all persons applying for and obtaining CBI status to be published.
Where is that publication? Have you seen that publication anywhere? Being boastful as it relates to $1.2 something billion. Bring me the piece of documentation that prior to that this person's names were published anywhere. And if it is published, I want to know where. Please, I beg of you. Let's move on.
3. Making it illegal for government officials to invest in CBI-approved project. This is a clear conflict of interest.
You understand what you say? You see, that one would not apply to them. And let me tell you why it wouldn't apply to them. Because they have yet to recreate any project. From CBI, from a grant, from anything. They are yet to create anyone. So, that day, we can leave that aside. Because they're stating that they don't want ministers to be involved. Go on.
Government officials to invest in CBI approved project.
Right.
This is a clear conflict of interest.
So they don't want that. So that doesn't apply to them because at the end of the day, they are yet to make anything approval under the CBI that is an investment under the CBI that the ministers of government would have to give any form of approval or the cabinet. So that day is Papi Show. That day we could push that aside. You understand me? We could push that piece there aside. Let's go on.
4. Requiring stringent due diligence that is not influenced by government officials.
Papa, well, we know that one day gone down the drain because it's only after the CBI came afloat and then they tried giving us the names of the persons that can be contacted in order to get through with the CBI program. We learned that there were 2 individuals, the inclusion of the now Prime Minister's name who or his institution in where he was employed that was part of this. So we understanding. So that piece they again not implemented yet.
5. Removing some of the powers of the minister into the hands of an independent, qualified body.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, somebody said to me that that qualified body of persons or the qualified bodies were selected. Again, I'm asking the question to make public, to the general public, I'm begging on their behalf, to make public the persons that are part of that body or that board of the CBI. I don't know what is secretive about it or them, but we would so like to know the members that are on that board. We want to know the members that are on that board because at the end of the day, we are hearing that there is a body of persons, right? Just like the team of persons that was selected to investigate the oil and gas. There's a next board again. I feel that board, I find that board rotten. You know, there's a few rotten boards in Grenada. So I believe there's one of the rotten board we have here. So we heard about there is a directive team of the CBI. What is secretive about them? If they are the ones responsible for giving to the people that are applying the strength to be a Grenadian on the behalf of Grenadians, well, let we know them now. I don't see what is secretive about them because somebody's saying to me that there is a team in place. But then again, we are just understanding when sometime this year that there was a board that was formed the last year. The names was published this year, and understanding that Mr. Thompson is the chair of that board. So maybe next year we will get to know the names. Because that is what has been happening. Boards are being formed. We are not knowing who are the persons on the boards. And then after that, we're hearing, oh, there was a gazette. It was gazetted. So let me keep our fingers crossed.
And 6, barring persons acquiring CBI status from being able to vote in our election.
And that moves me, ladies and gentlemen, to my next point. Because understand how the classroom work, eh? All you realize that doesn't work helter-skelter. I just like to move based on the conversation. Now with the last point she made or stated, I don't have any formal information whether or not that can happen. That persons that have obtained CBI statuses can vote in our election. Right? As it relates to his legislation, I would look further into it. But as I said, I don't know what is the, perks that are given to them or the extent of their approval and what stands. Right? But ladies and gentlemen, speaking elections, we saw that there was an individual who was selected to be the new director, right, of the elections office. Question is, the last person, Mr. Elvis Moraine, I'm going into local terminology here. Where there? What happened to him? Did his contract ended? Did he resign? Is he ill? Is this person there temporary? What happened to the past election, supervisor of election? So we just giving people work, not saying what is the status of the past. Aludai, so we call Grenada for sale. So we're asking again, pleading, plead your cause. We're asking, what is the status of our past supervisor of elections? What happened to him? Where is he? What has happened? You see, and we continue to, on the political ignorance. When you ask questions like this, you are getting the answers. The government don't have to do it. As I always say on my program, ladies and gentlemen, there are moral etiquettes. Certain things doesn't have to be in black and white for you to follow it. There are moral etiquettes that goes with it. Even if you want to come and lie and tell us, well, as you did with the past commissioner of police, he do well. We will take that. But at least we want to know. The individual is going to be playing with our most tentative aspect of the state. So we don't know what happened to the last one, but we just know we have a new one. So I don't understand how these people operate. Now, moving on, moving further afield into another conversation. And I'm saying this, ladies and gentlemen, in going forward, and I want to say that to the persons who are outside of the classroom that are my NDC supporting friends, I am going to stop making friendly bets with you guys. Because I'm about to win a bet. Yes, on my program today again. One of my NDC supporting friends would have indicated to me at the time, as I said to him, I would find it and I would have sent it to him. But I got it today and I sent it off to him before I started because I know it was on my laptop. So I sent it off to him. Now, he argued with me that at no point in time, Minister Andy Williams mentioned by the starting of this year, we would have seen the start of the Molina project. And he said to me, why don't I commend them on my program for being so far ahead of the project? I corrected him. I said, young man, this project is behind time based on the mandate given by the Minister of Information and what they call him again, he has so much a name, mobilization and so on and so forth. He said to me, no, at no point in time Andy Williams would have mentioned that this project would have ended by the start of this year. My dear friend, and I know if you're looking on right now, you may be looking at me and smile and shake your head because I sent it for you already. So you have it in your possession. But as I said to you at the time, I would make a friendly bet with you. But in going forward, your finances would have to come up. So for using my time, here is it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let it fool you.
So we are aiming to complete the project in Molina in January coming.
Let me play it back again, brother.
So we are aiming to complete the project in Molina in January coming.
Thank you.
It costs a little more,
Right.
but we think it's all for the better good of the project and the road. So we are aiming to complete the project in Molina in January coming. It costs a little more, but we think it's all for the better good of the project and the road. So we are aiming to complete the project in Molina in January coming. It costs a little more, but we think it's all for the better good.
There you have it. So they boast and they want to beat their chest that the Molina project is so far ahead and they have made such significant impact in the Molina project. That is a lie. Somebody tell me that. Somebody tell me you mean the next January? Ladies and gentlemen, that was a clipping from since last year. That was a clipping from since last year. Yeah. Since last year we had that project that was posted. That was posted in February of this year. But it was something that he said before. Let me give you how far back the conversation went. We don't play these things. We don't play these things. We don't make joke with our information. Because he could not have said January when they are boasting now. They're boasting now that it was supposed to be in October. Remember, since last year I'm playing this clip? Eh? Since earlier on, sorry, I've been playing this clip. He meant January of this year. He meant January of this year. Because we had that clip long. And thanks to Sister Carla Walcott, I got it on your page. So Carla would have posted it in February of this year. And it was something that he said since last year. So don't take us for a joke about beating all your chest about, oh, the project is well on its way. And we've been doing such a wonderful job. Can't trick us. We have the information. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen. I tell all you the studies was a little while. Studies, I was there. I've been behind the scenes and I've been studying. I had to get my information ready for you guys. I said, I don't want to come and tell me, oh, you take all this long rest like some soca artists and they come and sing stupidness. Ladies and gentlemen, I call on the RGPF to speed up on training their confidentiality. And I'm going on that. You all are not confidential. And now, it is to my understanding that one of the individuals, or the officer, who made the video at the Grenville police station, in which we all know that have been made public, they want his attention. But I can recall that during the campaign, somebody said something like this. I wonder where he got his information then.
From a force where men and women are left to serve in substandard and subhuman conditions, where we know right now as the rain has fallen, you have buckets and mops and cloth trying to mop up the water from the substandard police stations and substations that you have been made to work in for the last 38 years.
Right, so we're presently at work at the Grenville police station. Right, look at this. Look at this, and this is the second set. The first set was already.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can only judge politicians. You can only speak to politics when persons have mandated themselves to making things better. This is not me during the campaign that bashed that 30-something years. You mentioned that the station was substandard, no quality. I have never seen in the days of the past administration no police station throughout the length and breadth of Grenada, even if the conditions at times did not meet the full requirement. But police officers didn't have to run from diary duty and pull out prisoners because the roof go knock them down. It have never happened. The information that he got during the campaign from the NDC park, from the Pity Matnik police station, the one that he bounced the vehicle in Victoria and mash up the whole kitchen, and the past NNP administration, in whom you don't like, had to rebuild it and you didn't have to pay a cent. During the campaign, when you sent the video for him, that is what caused him to speak on the issue. At the time, there was an issue going on here in Carriacou, and your NDC supporter in Carriacou sent you video. But now, I don't want the throat of the young man that do the video in Grenville. What good for the goose, good for the gander too. Because the information that he was speaking on is information that he got from persons within the police force. And it's to the understanding that the young man sent the video in a police group chat. He did absolutely nothing wrong. He sent it to his supervisors in a group chat. How he reached outside is because the RGPF lacked too much of damn confidentiality. And he is not the first. Don't forget it, since the time of voice note in 2020. The police force lacked confidentiality on men today who sits in high position. So leave him alone. Because during the elections, when the perks of the NDCs within the RGPF was sitting and have meetings with Iraqis in Montrush, giving civilians information or persons who they know was linked with the NDC, or you said nothing to them. So don't come now and talk about how he could send out that video and how he did not make it public. He sent it in a group chat. Yeah, we have the information. And it's because of you all failed to be confidential. Hence the reason why it's out here. So we could use it now to our political fancies. Because the Prime Minister at the time, sorry, not the Prime Minister, when he believed he was at the time, were making statements like this.
From a force where men and women are left to serve in substandard and subhuman conditions.
Like you make it better. And don't come and tell me it was so long. Transformation. Transformation. The meaning of the word transformation. Don't forget. Somebody want me to message him. Let me tell you, I can't message you now. He hot. Let me ensure. Right, in the meantime, let me look for that. Right. Transformation. A thorough or dramatic change in the form or appearance. Transformation. Transformation. And as Sister Emmeline would have break it down nice in the House of Parliament, and we show to them what transformation really is. Bringing a different light. That is what transformation is. Transformation is not word. Transformation is actions. The word may be a noun, but the things that you do should be in verb form. Because transformation is something that should be cited. How to see transformation? I have not felt that dramatic transformation yet. But you see, as I started by saying, is what is prioritized. What is important to this administration? The question needs to be asked. Because you could paint all court around Grenada. You reach in where? How you reach from the Marquis? You reach in Marquis making confusion with Emmeline Pear. But you could not take a little drive up to Grenville Police Station. You speak all kind of nice things. All up in Munich and all them places, and them there. You walk in with taste of sincere. But Grenville Police Station falling apart. Now, to show you that this administration is mouth and hush and go, remember, we had a fatal incident happening around that police station not too long ago. We had a fatal incident happening around that same police station not too long ago. So the urgency of not just the external, but the internal should have been of paramount importance. So it's not something that they're not aware about. The Prime Minister, as per usual, and you see, the young man does put himself in such cacapool, he doesn't know. He is always letting the public know that he is aware. Because he's mentioning in Maybe that was in, let's say, April, May of 2022, sorry. So you were aware that the substations and all the nice things that you mentioned that you knew that. You went into a government knowing fully well that the condition of the police stations throughout the length and breadth of Grenada, now that the rain season, we're going on the next rain season again? Were we there in the 3rd of June? Mr. Prime Minister, another rain season starts again because you said that. What you said?
Where we know right now as the rain has fallen, you have buckets and mops and cloth trying to mop up the water from the substandard police.
Mr. Prime Minister, the rain season starting again or would have started again. I wonder if you know. Mr. Prime Minister, more rain again in the same substations. You faced a rain season after mentioning that in 2022 because the election was in June of 2022, ain't it? So in 2022, after taking office, you were aware of that. Last year, they were facing another rain season again. And now, while I'm speaking at this stage, the commencement of another rain season. Now, the question is, how many of those substations have been brought up to par or up to date to face another rain season? Question posed in this honorable house. How many of those stations are not ready to face another rain season when you were quite aware, unknowingly well, that in June, March of 2022, they were using more buckets? So maybe only thing that you would have given to them is new more bucket and disinfectant to do more mopping. But let me say to you, Grenville Police Station, the countryside that is expecting to have more rainfall than the tongue, that station falling apart. That station falling apart. You're always aware. This is a prime minister that is aware of everything, but does nothing. He is aware of everything. He is aware that the substations that have been there for 38 years have not been developed. While taking office, boasting from financial institutions last year that Grenada is at a perfect state financially, station can fix. $1.2 billion in CBI, station still can't fix. An invitational getting cancelled. All you feel people stupid. I will come to you just now. Coming. Let me play this one here.
You allow these miscreants, this incompetent bag of idiots to run our country, and now we all suffering.
That is what is happening. And that is how we have to reach to it. And as I always say to you guys, being educated, being able to articulate, being able to be impromptu, but you can be incompetent. And if we look about around the country, we can see that this administration's financial management is poor. It's bad. Because things that we are expecting to see an everyday population of propelling, we're not seeing it. We are not seeing it. And every time you call them out, and let me tell you something. You see that what going on there now? You see that what going on there now? I would not be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, that the police get like a bonus. That is what they're doing. Because why?
You allow these miscreants, this incompetent bag of idiots to run our country, and now we all suffering.
That is what is happening. And we are not understanding that. And day by day, we are knowing fully well what they're doing. And we refuse to call them out. And then they come and they tell you, oh, what did NP do? want to play that one right here.
And Prime Minister and his cabinet for all the love and all the things that they have done for teachers and for the working class people of this country to improve our standard of living. Teachers and workers, as you can see, in just 2 years that this new administration came into office, and in just a short space of time, they have done more for teachers and workers than all the administration combined. Come on, teachers, let me hear you. Don't be afraid. Teachers power.
3 weeks later.
This is a real injustice for teachers and public officers and other workers in this country for a lot of years. One of the biggest injustice. No job security. Teachers and other workers cannot move on with their life. So the government, we're asking them to move. We know they are trying, and they are trying their best to regularize a lot of persons, and we appreciate that. But see what they can do and to move quickly to regularize not only teachers, but other public officers.
You allow these miscreants, this incompetent bag of idiots to run our country, and now we all suffering.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know, and as I said, I might be behind in a lot of information because I know some of it you all have gotten it already, right? I know some of it that you all have heard it already, right? But I want to be able to hit these people at them. How can you say this in the same breath? No, answer me, ladies and gentlemen. What kind of manner of man can you be to say this idiotic thing in the same breath?
And Prime Minister and his cabinet for all the love and all the things that they have done for teachers and for the working class people of this country to improve our standard of living. Teachers and workers, as you can see, in just 2 years that this new administration came into office, and in just a short space of time, they have done more for teachers and workers than all the administration combined. Come on, teachers, let me hear you. Don't be afraid. Teachers power.
3 weeks later.
This is a real injustice for teachers and public officers and other workers in this country for a lot of years. One of the biggest injustice. No job security. Teachers and other workers cannot move on with their life. So the government, we're asking them to move. We know they are trying, and they are trying their best to regularize a lot of persons, and we appreciate that. But see what they can do and to move quickly to regularize not only teachers. Yes, one of the biggest injustice.
3 weeks later.
This is a real injustice for teachers and public officers and other workers in this country for a lot of years. One of the biggest injustice.
One of the biggest injustice.
You allow these miscreants, this incompetent bag of idiots to run our country, and now we all suffering.
What's we? Oh, God. Listen to me. Sister Daisy, address that for me, please. Just, I can't talk.
Morning. Hello. Hi, we can hardly hear
Is this the Shaggy program?
Yes, it is.
Okay, am I on air?
Yes, you are.
Okay, good morning, Shaggy.
Good morning.
I had a time trying to get your number because I've never called your program.
Okay. Welcome.
This is Daisy Hazard, PRO of the Public Workers Union. And this morning, I'm just calling to say a pleasant good morning, a wonderful good morning to all the members of the Personnel Department and all the workers at the Ministry of Education who's been coming under attack and so much pressure from a certain quarter. We've been listening from the PWU. We've been hearing the public asking, where is the president of the PWU? Why doesn't he answer this certain gentleman who's been bullying, publicly attempting to shame and attack our workers? And what we want to assure this public is that we at the PWU will never engage in a pissing contest with a president of another union. it would be unprincipled, it would be unethical, it would be reckless. The measure of a man is shown by the content of his character. And I think that gentleman is showing to all of Grenada the content of his true character. We of the PWU would never attempt to match or outmatch such ignorance and recklessness. So today we want to encourage the members of the Personnel Department at the Ministry of Education, the members of the Accounting Department at the Ministry of Education, those of you who come under pressure daily, those of you who withstand the attacks of that certain gentleman and members of that fraternity, those of you who are cursed out, those of you who are told so many things that you should not be told, to stand firm, continue to work hard and diligently. Our union have your back. We are looking on, we are listening, and we are calling on the officials of the Ministry of Education, Mr. Jeremiah, the CEO, the Minister, Senator David Andrew, 2 PSs there, to stand up and defend your workers, your hard-working workers, from the attacks of that fellow, that gentleman. And perhaps as well, the administration should look into giving to him what he's been promised, so that perhaps he does not have to be making a show of himself in the public domain, making such a spectacle of himself in the manner in which he's doing, and at the same time attacking workers who are going out there every day to get the job done. So Shaggy, I just want to thank you for giving me this moment on your program this morning. And again, all we want to do is encourage our workers and to say to the public, we will never engage in a pissing contest with the president of another union. There's one point I want to make. We hear the word sabotage being bandied about our public. And the question Grenada must ask itself is this: is there only a certain time in our history and in our landscape when the word sabotage becomes present in the Grenadian lexicon or the Grenadian dictionary? It is sad, it is beyond sad, that we have to hear these words being bandied about the public like this. And I think at this moment, all of us, we need to get up, we need to take stock. Bandying about the word sabotage will not blind the eyes of the public. Bandying about the word sabotage will not replace governance. Neither will it replace productivity. Neither will it cause the public to say, if we're not satisfied with what an administration is doing, that all we have to do is to look to a certain group of people in our country, to look to a certain sector of people in our country and just use the word sabotage blankly and blindly. It is unfortunate, it is shameful. And we are also calling on that gentleman to pull up his big boy socks, put on his big boy shoes, and stop bringing disrepute to his profession. And to all the other presidents of that union who really demonstrated what it is to be men and to be women in Grenada. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sister Daisy, let me answer you. I know you were very powerful in your deliberation, but let me answer you, Sister Daisy. You know why?
You allow these miscreants, this incompetent bag of idiots to run our country, and now we all suffering.
That is the reason. That is the reason right there. That is the reason. We gave them a mandate based on what they campaigned upon. We gave them a mandate. And I'm saying to persons, and would continue to say to persons, I would not come on my program at no time and speak propaganda on this political organization. I think they have been doing a wonderful job in bringing themselves into their own carcass. So I need not to come here and make what is already bad worse. They have brought themselves into that own light. Because, ladies and gentlemen, when you're looking at regional news and you're seeing them commenting on the mere fact that the invitational that was cancelled, they're asking whether or not the government could have stepped in. It means that the viewing is not just what we're looking at here, but it goes further. An opportunity when we had one of our greatest intercollegiate games, meaning that it was widespread. We saw so many young people coming out from the intercollegiate games, from schools that for years we have not seen them up there. We have learned names. To go further, we as a country celebrating 50 years as an independent nation. Going further, that we have the world's greatest 400-meter runner that could be running at his final Olympic Games. We just hosted a Carifta game in which even we were surprised that we medaled so much. One of the times again where we might be able to capture gold at the Olympic Games, and you cancel an invitation. We might be looking at medaling with Brother Felix, and you cancel an Olympic game, an invitational match. One of the times when we may see history being made that at this Olympic Games, Kirani James again could medal, and you cancel an invitational, and then you put a headline for the public to stop talk about, oh, all you make $1 billion in CBI. So you just boast how much money you have, and your daughter come and she say, Mommy, we are bus trip, and you turn in and tell the child you don't have money? When you just boasted that you get paid and you're glad you get paid, you're happy. All kind of nice thing you buy, you come home, your nails done, your hair done, you have new shoes. You trade the vehicle that you have. And in the interest of the development of your home or your household, you can't spend a dime. What is the purpose thereof? As I tell you, when you can see persons asking the questions, then you would know. And you know, I want to jump on that a little bit because, you see, they are so focused on what they believe to themselves that there is infight within the New National Party. There's all the studying that there are infights within the New National Party. So all they want to do is when convention is happening, and then a set of them who was within the emblem were being called upon, and they're going on the side now and they're shooing about Dr. Mitchell and the NNP. But I wouldn't make that one long. But I don't know how many of you all followed Brother Sheldon last week when we brought to light one of the incompetent ones who believed that after leaving the New National Party, that he's the best thing after sliced bread. Help me out, Brother Sheldon.
Tonight, yeah, you know, I want to play something. Yeah, I feel I want to play something else. Yeah, playing things tonight. We playing things and we talking, isn't it? Yeah, we playing things and we talking tonight. We have to play things and talk. Nice. Let me play this one. Let me see if I can play this one here for you all, man. Yeah, I want to just make a point here. You understand?
That this administration is just about 2 years in its making.
Yeah.
And all of the challenges that, you know, the nation faces at this point, you must ask yourself the question, what was happening over the past 25 years? No, seriously. Yeah.
And we could also ask ourselves the question, where were you during those 25 years? But I digress.
continue to have water shortage problems year in, year out over decades. I mean, I refer to now
We continue to have which problems? Let me just make sure which problems you're talking about that you're complaining that we continue to have.
Brother Sheldon is going to assist you guys.
we continue to have water shortage problems year in, year out over decades. I mean, I refer to now Curacao and Aruba, very dry. They're never out of water, simply because they planned over the many years.
So I think he's making the point that Grenada over the many years has not planned in relation to storing water and them kind of thing, right? I think that's the point that Mr. Terence Forrester making.
Right.
Every home in Curacao and Aruba has a well. They treat their water from the sea. They don't have a problem. They only get about 15, 20 inches of rain per year.
Wow.
Not out there's real desert land.
Okay.
But it's about the planning that you put in.
And you see, as I keep telling you guys, whenever there is a parliament sitting or there is a conversation, you make out Ron Redhead so good that his idiotic actions is either to laugh or agree, not listen to what is being said, but just agree. You hear me in the back there? Yeah, yeah,
Place to sustain your needs
You can
over the
say nothing to
years.
it.
Okay, so it's a plan you put in place to sustain your needs over the years. Let me just make sure we hear you properly again. We don't want to misquote you. One of the things that we attempt to ensure that we never do is misquote you. Yeah? If we do that, believe us, it is an error that we will correct. Yeah? Nice. So
2 years in its making. And all of the challenges that, the nation faces at this point, you must ask yourself the
Listen to
question,
point Sheldon is
what was
saying.
happening over the past 25 years?
You hear me in the back?
No, seriously.
Yeah, that's all he does.
We continue to have water shortage
Can
problems
contribute.
year in, year out over.
okay, so we continue to have water shortage problems year in, year out. Let me search for something here. I think I want to do a quick search on something because I seem to remember something, but I want to make sure that I remember incorrectly. So let me see if I could remember correctly. Let me see.
Listen to what he's bringing forward. Listen to what Brother Sheldon is bringing. You may not be able to see, but listen. Listen well. Terence Forrester.
Yeah, I just running a search on my computer here because I just wanted to confirm something. Yeah, and let me just see if I confirm this. The Board of Directors of the National Water and Sewerage Authority between the years of 2015 and 2017, the same National Water and Sewerage Authority I'm talking about planning, who was the chairman of the board? Mr. Terence Forrester. The same individual was the chairman of the board. Yeah, the same Mr. Terence Forrester was the chairman of the board. Wait, look, hey, Papa, yo, look picture. Yeah.
So you hear what he was complaining about. Brother Terence Forrester mentioning that for decades he believed nothing was being happening or nothing have happened. He went on to speak as it relates to water and how we're not saving water and the ideas making, as I said, the past administration look bad. But you hear what was brought to light?
Let me see. Yes, the Board of Directors. This is on the National Water and Sewerage Authority.
2015 to 2017.
Page, yeah, their website. Yeah. Left to them, yeah, Mr. John St. Louis, Mr. Michael Mason, Mrs. Ann David Antwine, Chairman, Mr. Terence Forrester. The same person. So what, when you're talking about the last 25 years, like if nothing wasn't taking place, use the nothing that was taking place.
Thank you.
Because you was the chairman of the board.
So, you see, when they run and they go to the other side and they want the other side to like them so much, and you see they get a little food and they start to talk because their mouth full, it goes with their thoughts because they just forget for themselves. Because this is Terence Forrester saying to the nation that he believes that he's wondering what was happening for the past 25 years in Grenada. And he's speaking as it relates to water shortages that is happening now. But he forgot that in 2015 to 2017, he was the nothing. He was the chairman of the board of directors of the same Nawasa, in which he come up with all, you hear bright ideas now? Because he want to eat the food. He want to eat the food, ladies and gentlemen. So he don't care if he tell you stop pray. He don't care if he tell you stop, go to church tomorrow. Because his main focus here is to ensure that the food is well plated. if there is a word of such thought. He want to ensure that he looks good. So you see, the main aim, ladies and gentlemen, many of them know, you understand me, that wanted to and say so much, or that is saying so much, they forget. They forget. Let me give you another one. Hey, I had them today. I have a lot of them here today. Come, let's hear you now. Next contestant. Contestant number 10.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Listen, another one. We're calling them out.
They know that the only government that really care about them is the new National Party government. The true government, Mr. Speaker, the only true party that truly cares about our people is the new National Party, and our people, they do not forget.
I started it over from the stop because I tell all you, management, you see, there are so many changes now. Management have done so many things that nowadays when you're listening to me program, you will hear a lot of new things, a lot of fascinating things. We're just giving you information again. Hear how this one starts.
Come look at this.
Ladies and gentlemen,
because it's an exclusive.
The show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They know that the only government that really care about them is the new National Party government. The true government, Mr. Speaker, the only true party that truly cares about our people is the new National Party, and our people, they do not forget.
Ladies and gentlemen, but at the stage that we are in Grenada, this is factual.
You allow these miscreants, this incompetent bag of idiots to run our country, and now we all suffering.
So ladies and gentlemen, this is the persons, and we just give you two. We just give you two because these are the two that have made themselves public. These are the two that have made themselves public. That they leave the new National Party, and the new National Party to them did nothing. But they are the ones that stood and reminded Grenadians. They are the ones who stood fast for years and had high position. Imagine this, Imagine this, ladies and gentlemen. The Minister of Health is not in the state of Grenada. No, don't forget that we split health in two. We have the mental and the non-mental. So we have a mental health and we are the good ones. We are those that are sane and those that are insane. So we have two ministries in the Ministry of Health. However, the Minister of Health is out of state, away for a month, and you cannot give that portfolio to the mental minister. Why? Tell me this. The most experienced politician within the government as of to date get a mental ministry, and then the good minister is not here. So you can't give the mental one. You give the insane one. So at this stage, the Minister of Health is Brother Andy Williams. Lord God, something wrong here, man. So the Minister of Health is not in the state, and you can't give the mental minister. Why? Why couldn't you not have given it to the mental minister? Because it seems like the mental minister might not be in the position to be mentally equipped to hold the ministerial position. Because at the end of the day, you have to ask those questions. What, how do they think? On what edge? Anytime a minister go down to the, because right now in Grenada, as I said to you guys, we have an elected and a selected prime minister. Now the selected prime minister have served more than the elected one. And that is a fact. The person that is elected or were elected to be the prime minister has not served as long as the selected one. Hopefully this year he make a little thing. Hopefully that he catch himself this year. But as of to date, the elected prime minister has not served as long as the selected one. And that is a fact. That is a fact. Can't run from that. You understand me? But however, somebody tell me the other day, what they call it could be cancelled. Invitational could be cancelled because the government is focusing on gun violence. Yeah, boy. I never see that yet in the state of Grenada, Carrick-on, pretty much. That is the worst. Somebody says it. That is the worst. Somebody say, true, Andy doing a better job than Deacon. Well, on that merits, I cannot speak. Ladies and gentlemen, this has taken us to the end of today's program. And I'm happy that you guys did take the time out to be back here with me again. Right? The fact of the matter is, we would continue, and I'm hoping, and I didn't get any feedback, and I would like to have some feedbacks at this stage as it relates to the audio, whether or not you guys are hearing me properly, the video, whether or not you all need thing that we need to, fix anything or anything like that. We do take any form of, suggestions. All right, somebody asked if I finished already. All right, ladies and gentlemen, June 16th, the St. Mark's constituency branch, they present a Father's Day Fun Day event that will be at the All St. George Park. Somebody saying they love the background. Yeah, lovely background. I'm going to tell you all, I'm going to calculate for you guys what are there. You understand me? The one in the middle is the problem Grenada have. It's difficult difficult, I tell you. Don't even have to get somebody different. The one in the middle, that's Grenada's problem. Watch it, you see? That's Grenada's problem here. The one in the middle. Right? The one in the end is gun problem. So we're trying to find the solution for the gun problem. This one down there is the gun problem. You understand me? And this one in the other end here, that is the problem within the NDC. So we going through the times, we're going to look for the solutions and so on. And we need people with all kind of big subjects to help us solve this thing. These guys will kill us in this country. The Budge Grove constituency group, day 2 on Father's Day, they'll be having a fun day at the Palms in Budge Grove. So look out for this one. That will be happening at the Palms in Budge Grove on Father's Day. Seems like a real Father's Day event this year by the New National Party. Thank you very much. You guys are looking out for fathers. Lovely. Brendan Trent Promotion, they present a day cruise on Father's Day. June 16, 2024. Tickets are $70. Grandfather's Day, DJ Fishman and Kyle, DJ Smiley, Blackstone, Graphic Song, Bomb Squad, and 473 Rulers. Boarding time is 1 p.m. Selling time is 2 p.m. sharp. You can get your tickets at Brandon or the bus terminal and Chucky's Bar. You can also get it at Go to Fet. All right, so go out there and get your tickets for the Father Day boat ride. Brendan Trent's promotion also on the 29th of June at 7 p.m. Brendan's birthday bash. That would be Northeast Revelers Band launch on the same night. All right, he'll be having a Monday night mass band. Go be a part of that also. All popular DJ, powered by Fishman Song. Venom Community Center. They say free food, but drinks would be on sale. Young Song would be in the building. All right. All right. Trendy Nails. All right. Don't forget, it is a pedicure course that will be given. Its cost would be $500 if it would be held on September 7th and 8th, 2024. You can book now. Pedicure kit included, 50% deposit to register. 2 days of training, limited spots are available. It would be from 9 to 12. The time to be announced, all right? Instructor would be Onelia Skinner, that's a certified nail technician. You can call 449-9707 for more details, all right? So let me just take that again very quick. A pedicure course is being presented by Trendy Nails. That would be on the 8th of September from 9 to 12. As we go forward, it would be held in September. You will know the time or the place, that the event would take place. All right, you can book now, $250. You can book your spot, and at the end of the course, you would be certified. All right. Shy's Bar on June 8th. That's this Saturday. Shy's Bar Birthday Bash. Music by top local DJs, soca artists, powered by Shy's in-house system. Free food all day, 8 p.m. until Victoria St. Mark's. Sponsored by Carib and Class Court. All right. Also Duty Free Caribbean. All right. This one, ladies and gentlemen, Big Things Promotion and Fishman Song on June 15th. Father's Night Out. 3 big selectors, door prize to be won. Those open at 9. Traffic Light Disco. I know the older folks like this one. The elder folks, I shouldn't say the older ones. The elderlies like that one. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we move on. This one here, ladies and gentlemen, is D&D Sports Bar, a grand opening by Sailors Promotion that is located in Grandlands opposite the post office. All right. We would give you directions in the upcoming days and weeks as we get ready at the end of June to do a big opening. All right. So don't forget to be part of this one. It is going to be epic. So be a part of this one. And ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, I want you to be a part of this one.
Are you ready? Let's go!
Grenada.
Get ready as the new National Party invites all to its 40th anniversary fundraising bingo event. Sunday, July 14th from 5 p.m. at Victoria Park, Grenville. Over $100,000 in cash and prizes to be won. Imagine you can win a Suzuki Ignis hybrid car, $50,000 in cash, plus other fantastic prizes. Tickets are $60 for one or $100 for two. Free buses will be available island-wide. Don't miss it, or you might just see your neighbor driving a Suzuki Ignis. Sunday, July 14th, we're heading to Victoria Park in Grenville for the new National Party 40th Anniversary Fundraising Bingo.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so you can be a part of this one. Don't forget the date. All right, we do want you to come out in your numbers and be a part of this one. All right. Again, we're extending that persons that want to do any form of ad for any upcoming event, you can call me on 536-5843. If you want to book me to be your maybe master of ceremony, I can also be a part of that, all right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end after a long break. It's not that long, man, all right? I hope that you all did enjoy, and as I said, you all can give me your feedback as it relates to your viewing or maybe the audio, whatever it is. We all would ensure that we can, for your liking, bring it up to par or maybe drop whatever. It's anything for you guys, all right? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being a part of another wonderful, wonderful session. God's blessings to each and every one of you. See you guys again tomorrow where we converse. I am happy that so many of you guys are stating that they're happy to see me again. I'm being loved. Have yourself a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Royalty James, and I'm signing out for another wonderful evening. God's blessings to each and every one of you. So we would see you again tomorrow. My name is Royalty James. I'm signing out.
Hi, Batman. What are you telling yourself? You can't stop me, dog. Easy. Dirty, and you say what